John Tornabene, Tuesdays with Tornabene. We have another episode. We're late. We had a problem. We lost our main guest tonight, Everett Abrams from the Wizard of Wood. The Wizard of Wood. He had technical difficulties. We tried to work it out. The whole show timed out. So I promised Everett, we'll get him back on. He had problems on his end to get this thing going. He tried to do the program on his laptop, his computer. He tried on his phone, but it just wasn't happening. So, and then the whole show timed out. So here we are. I scrambled a little bit. I contacted, all right, I see I got stuff coming through now. I contacted some people. I also talked to my daughter. She would not come on. She's helping with the program. I contacted Ron. He just got back to me. He said he'll come on. All right, so I'm going to bring him on in a minute. I just want to tell everybody first, Everett Abrams, we'll get him on another show. Next week's show, I got Marco Raimondo from Washmart. I got great guests coming up. I got AC Lockey. I got Craig Harrison. I got Bo Giuseppe. I got John Sacco. I think I might have said AC Lockyer, Trudy Weichman. I got a bunch of great guests coming on. We're running out of time, so I'm going to get Everett in here somewhere, right? So I want to start the show off by telling everybody this country, everything's a little rough right now. We got a lot of stories going on in America and the world. But I want to just read something here just fast that when times get tough, the one thing you should put your money in, and I'm not saying this because I'm doing the show, you put it into education. And in this case, business education, because you always want to step up on your competition. All right, so in the PWA, I'm going to give away one convention pass tonight. It's valued at $339. Now, you have a lot of stuff in there, but some of the stuff you have, and this is really important because if the times do get tougher or they don't get tougher, whatever, you want to know this for your company. So some of the shows we're giving away, it will be part of that convention pass, is Wesley Bloom, 27 years old, journey from $0 to $300,000 a month. Ken Tucker, online marketing. Ron Musgraves, he said he's going to come on. I'll try to get him on. And Christy White, unsolicited bidding. Bo Giuseppe, HOA market success. AC Lockyer, the 5 keys to pattern success. Kurt Kempton from Responsible, refining your sales process. Marco Raimondo, who's going to be a guest on my show next week. LinkedIn marketing. John Majak, Mr. Pipeline, transform your business into a lead generating machine. And Jill's office, how to turn your phone into an ATM machine. All these classes are included in your convention pass. So I will be giving that out tonight. The only thing that's not included, there's other classes too, but the thing that's not included in that is any of the certification paid classes or the lunches. That's part of the stuff you can get. And all right, so that's pretty much it. So I'll be giving away one of my Tuesdays. Oh, you hear that in the background? I'm going to have a storm. You're probably going to lose me. I'm giving away one of my hats, one of my past shows, Jersey show. Everybody in my class is going to be getting this hat. It's got cedar on here, and you got the PWA logo. This is a solid hat. This is from FinPrint. We got stuff coming on in my class. I'm going to give a prize away for FinPrint shirts. And so that's pretty much it. But I'm going to bring on my first guest, and he said he's going to come on here. If not, I'll talk about the PWA and many other things. But Ron Musgraves, are you out there? The king of commercial sales.
What's up there, Johnny?
Hey, Ron, how you doing? Hey, thank you for last minute. I reached around a lot of people. I wanted my daughter to come on, but my daughter's into the different world with college and whatnot. And I reached out to a few. I really appreciate you helping me out here. Hey, Bruce, how you doing? He's a local homeboy. And so, Ron, I brought your name up on this here. Tell us just a little bit about the class that you are teaching with Christy. White.
Yeah. It's one of the free classes on the free side because I always do everything for free. So it's free. We're just going to talk about unsolicited bidding.
That's a big thing. I mean, that's another way to make sales. That's another way. Hey, in case you guys didn't know this, I had Ron do a couple of garage classes with me. And when he speaks, these people are writing notes like this. I'm like, you got to pay attention, but they're writing notes. Me and Patrick Clark, I think Patrick Clark coined this, that Ron, before I had Ron in my class as a teacher, Patrick Clark said, John, he's the king of commercial sales. So we ran with that. And Ron, you're all about commercial. You never really did residential, did you?
Repeat income, man. That's it. I don't want anything to do with residential. Forget the I know you love the residential, John, because you like them envelopes full of cash. You like the
listen
you
to
like
you.
the newspaper stuff with the cash in it. You like to get that. Your boys come in at the end of the day. They got the newspaper rolled up and they hand you the cash.
What I really like is it's instant payment. I have my biggest accounts at net 90, net 45. The typical one's net 30. I love my commercial end. It's the much more valuable end of my company. But residential end, we all see, Ron, you're very unique because almost every contractor I've ever talked to in this industry, they started with residential first because that's how you learn. You never went that route. How did you go right? And you've been doing this since what, 83, 84. How did you go right into commercial when you really didn't have the knowledge to do this stuff? So how'd you do that?
I have no idea.
Thank you, Ralph.
I've told that story so many times, John. I mean, I had a guy, he was an Italian guy like you, Bobby Latito. I was on a scholarship and I was getting paid to watch automatic sprinklers sprinkle the grass. And Bobby says, "Hey man, go over to this closet." And he goes, "Bring me these items." And they happen to be a bucket, a squeegee, and a mop. And I went over to that closet. Hence, it was a janitor that was about 6'8", big black guy. And the first thing you did when you opened the door, it was a note. It says, "If you touch my effing stuff, I'll kill you." And I said, I had the radio, so I called back to Bobby. I said, "Bobby," I said, "man," I said, "this guy's going to kill us." His name was Frank. And I said, "Frank, the janitor, is going to kill me if I take his stuff." He says, "No, he's not. He knows I'm taking it. I asked him already about it." "Oh, yeah, okay, Bobby, sure. Okay, you asked him. I got it." We went over, man, and we were he's washing some storefronts, okay? And you have to understand, man, this guy's he's from New York, right? And a little rough character kind of guy, but he's doing the dispatch. We're all going to college. We're young. We're having all kinds of fun. He goes, "Hey, man," he says, he's going in and out with that remember the little ticket book, but he had the carbon copy on it. Back in the 80s, the little carbon.
I had those.
Yeah. Yes, he's writing that up. He's giving the tickets, going in and collecting. All I see is collecting cash. He's putting in his pockets. He goes, "Hey, man, skip the gift store." I said, "Okay, we'll skip the gift store." So we go by the gift store. We're going on down. We're down by the shoe repair shop. And the lady at the gift store comes out of the front of the gift store. "Hey, hey!" She starts yelling at us. Next thing I know, I'm standing there alone. I hear the squeegee slams down behind me, and Bobby's gone. He's gone. Lady comes down the storefront. Hey, you missed me. I want you to come every 2 weeks and wash my windows. You missed me. Are you going to come back and do my windows?" I said, "Man, we'll get your windows. Relax. We'll wash your windows." And I was like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. And so that was my first window I squeegeed. I got this little shoe repair guy, and I go, "Hey, man, no charge," because it was a lousy job because I didn't know what I was doing. And I said, "No charge. Don't worry about it. We'll be back, and we'll take care of it and get them straightened out." I go back. I find Bobby. He says, "What?" He goes, "What happened, man?" He goes, "Did she call the police, man? She called the cops?" I said, "Bobby, why is she going to call the cops?" He goes, "You didn't know what we were doing, man?" I said, "We were washing windows, man. We're making money. Where's my money?" Because he had all the money. I said, "Where's my money?" And he hands me my square of the money. We made $260 in like an hour and 45 minutes. We chopped that up.
Right.
And I go, "What's going on, Bobby?" He says, "You really didn't know what we were doing?" You go, "Well, we were washing windows, weren't we?" He says, "No, man, we were hustling those people. We're not the regular window washers."
Sometimes you got to hustle, man.
I go, "But we washed everybody in the place and you collected all the money except the gift store. And she wants to be on it. She wants to do it every 2 weeks." I said, "So I'm going back there to wash her windows. What do I need to charge her?" Because he knew the pricing. And he says, "Oh, I charge her about $30. I said, $30? I said, "It's only going to take about, you and I did it together probably 5 minutes." I said, she goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm not interested in any of that." I said, "What are you talking about, man?" I said, "She wants to be a regular customer." And he wasn't interested in it. Hence, the shoe guy was my next regular account, got him on regular service, and away. The rest of the story is history. That's how it happened, John. That's how I got into doing commercial.
So so the funny thing here is probably the cheapest business to get into is going to be window washing. You buy a squeegee, you buy the mop thing, you buy a bucket, you got the liquid to clean, and off you go. So and I think I heard the story from you in the past, but you're so involved with the power washing stuff. It's in your blood. You bleed power washing. But you started as a
all
window
those
cleaner.
shopping centers, John. I started slipping my window cleaning card in underneath of it. Hence, I didn't know that the biggest whales with the biggest budgets are the people that manage that real estate. It's a real estate investment group. The whole thing's all these big shopping centers and plazas are real estate investments. And 9 times out of 10, they're held by REITs unless you've got one, I've met many billionaires. One of the 17th largest builders in the world was on my book, and the guy built big buildings all by himself. No bank financing, no nothing. Matter of fact, during the 2008 downturn, he built 6 shopping centers preemptive that he knew they were going to be empty for 3 years, but because the construction costs were so good, he built them ahead of time, and he fenced them off, and we would wash them every month for him till somebody actually he built 3 of them were built for Lowe's just sitting empty waiting for Lowe's to move in 3 years from now. I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how much money those guys have. I mean, when you have that kind of money, that's the kind of stuff that you do. But
if you got that kind of money, you could do anything.
But most of it, how did I know that sticking that card was going to make that little thing of doing that was going to make those kind of connections? And the next thing you know, they're like, "Hey man, can you get this bubble gum off my sidewalk? You do a fabulous job washing the windows, but we need somebody to clean the sidewalks." Man, I was young. I could tell you stories. I had landscaping crews, lighting crews, plumbing crews, man. When I was young, I tried to do everything.
Well, you were like a property manager, pretty much.
And then one day, I was looking at the thing when I was trying to run the landscaping crews, and I looked down. I go, wait a minute, man. I got 5 guys on a landscaping truck to wash to do this shopping center. I'm getting $1,100 to wash the sidewalks, and I'm getting $1,500 to mow the lawn. Wait a minute. I send one guy out to make $1,100. I send 5 guys out every week to make $1,500. I said, we're done landscaping, man. I said, it's over.
I know the margins in power washing as a contractor are great. I mean, window washing obviously is very good too, but to really get the big jobs done, you have machinery that can help you do it. That's the power washer. So I used to window clean too, but I started power washing, and then I started window cleaning. When I started getting into commercial, and then I had my guys doing that. But then to me it was a headache because I don't have time to go into the stores, at least back then, because I had my other job. And when I had a couple guys working for me then, just to get into a building was always a pain in the ass. So I ended up passing that part of my company, my business off, not my company. And then gutter cleaning was another one. There's companies that actually do just gutter cleaning, and I used to pass that off. Today, we have a tremendous gutter cleaning end, but we only do gutter cleaning when we're, number one, if we're washing someone's house, we'll do gutter cleaning. There's no way we're going to do just gutter cleaning on a house because I got employees, I got workers' comp, they've been with me forever. You may lose me. I got the massive first time it rained here in a long time. But the gutter cleaning we do for HOAs and building cleaning, that we do. So come around November, December, and partly into January, a lot of the stuff we do is gutter cleaning. And this is on commercial property. I consider, hey, Ron, let me ask you a question. I consider any job I deal with that's got property managers, I consider that commercial. HOAs that I deal with, some of them are through the board, but most of them are through property managers. Would you consider HOAs, apartment complexes, condo complexes, homeowner associations, would you consider that commercial work because you're dealing most likely with property manager, or would you consider that residential work?
No, the definition of commercial is when a homeowner's not giving you a check. Everything aside from that is commercial. So Pat Clark and I argued about this a little bit too, because he says he's 80% residential. Well, he's 70% community management and like 10% commercial, and then the rest is what is really residential. So really, in essence, Pat's like 80% commercial, but everybody believes he's got this big residential business, which he does, but it's not nowhere near as big as his commercial. He's like you. He wants those newspapers rolled up with cash to come in every day because he likes that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
One of our mutual friends here is Jim Van Handel. I see him over here. What's up, Jim? He's got a very big company down in South Jersey. He puts out about 20 guys. He's got about 10, 12, 15 flatbeds. And he is majority HOA. And he does, like, I think maybe 175 of them a year. He does a lot of them. And he travels all through the state. And I had this conversation with him a long time ago because these HOAs, you know, there's people living in there. But he's the one who told me way back when. He said, John, look, these are property manager type companies. They're paying us pretty much what you're saying, Ron. Those are all considered commercial work. And, you know, and let me just tell you something to go on that. And what I do, garage cleaning, that's my niche, a niche, whatever you want to call it. That is so valuable to your company because these are repeated type work. This is the difference, and Ron knows this. Dude, you hear that? This is the difference from residential to
John, that mic you got is great.
Yeah, you hear the background?
I can hear the thunder, man.
Was right across the street.
Pow!
I know.
Yeah,
Pow, pow. That's what I come on the show for. Pow, pow, pow. Anyway, but really, most people I know, I would say 95 to 99% of the power washers and window washers and soft washers, if you will, you start off residential. And residential is a great way to go. It's instant work. It's easy to find. You get referrals. Today we have 5,000 plus residential customers, and probably 800-900 of them a year call us. You know, it's not all the same. So that's another reason I tell Ron I don't want to give it up. One of my local contractors here 4 or 5 times is trying to buy my company. I'm not selling. I am selling in 19 more years, but not now. It's too valuable that end there. But the real money is, Ron, tell me if you agree with this. The real money and the largest companies is and where you can get employees to work for you, no problem, is commercial because those tend to be repeats. They can be monthly. Ron used to do a lot of monthly accounts. They could be weekly. I think Chick-fil-A, some of these guys do that. That's right over my head. Do every other week, these Chick-fil-A's. So, yeah, Jim Van Handel said 99% of his work. He does very little, if hardly any, residential work. And speaking of him, and I had a conversation with, I think this morning, there's a guy that Ron, you and I would like to do things together on many different avenues to work together. He's the guy, one of the guys that would be such a great teacher. His knowledge is, I would pay $5,000 to be in one of his classes. And I keep telling him, Jim, you know, when you sell your company one day or whatever you're going to do, you should get on a speaking circuit because he knows how to do HOAs. The knowledge he has, you know, let's say you spend $500 for his class. And I talked to him. We do a bunch of HOAs because him and I are friends. We bounce. My company actually worked for his before because he subbed us out. I don't sub nobody out. I don't want your headache. He subbed us out. He knows we do great work. But he'll be a great teacher. But commercial work is such an important thing as you go along in this industry because if you get steady work like that, that's where you get the employees. And that's how I keep my employees. That's key. You got to have steady work coming in. You know, at least I can do it here 9-10 months a year, and then my guys are off, and I go to Florida. So it all works out great. What do you got going on there, Ron? You see you're reading a lot of stuff.
Just reading some of the questions.
Yeah, commercial work is the way to go. That's me talking. All right. I'm going to give away a hat. How about that? I'll give away one of these.
What do they gotta do to win that ticket, man? That's a huge thing, man. John, they don't even know. It's worth what, $700-800, man?
But the PWNA convention, the CETA convention.
Is it a convention pass or is it the whole show or what are you giving away?
It's a whole convention pass. But
that's a $700 value.
Well,
man.
It would be because without counting these giveaways I'm giving here, you got to be a member to get this price, right? So you're going to be a member for $350. Ron, you're right. And then it's $350 or $339 to get in for the whole convention pass, right? But because of PWNA and I've been a member for 22 years, served on that board almost 20 years ago. They're working with me to give because I want everybody who wants to be a part of this show to give something up and give something away. And I give stuff away too. So Yeah, that thing is valued probably with the PWA yearly membership. It's about $700. And these teachers in here aren't somebody who started 3 years ago. They're not somebody who does YouTube stuff. These are big time people that are teaching these classes. They want you to succeed. Like I think Wesley Bloom's been doing this for 27 years. We got Kirk Kempton. He's got a big business. He owns Responsibid. These are real players, if you will, in the industry. That can teach Bojo Setti. He's got a tremendous company over here in Delaware. He's like Jim Van Handel, big with the HOAs. He's also the PWA president. He's going to offer up his knowledge. So this is so valuable. And, what's going on, I mean, listen, we've been in COVID the last 2 years, and a lot of us, myself especially, I'm sure a lot of you guys, we've been so busy because people are doing staycations. They're staying home. And then the ones that go into the brick and mortar wants to keep it neat because they want to keep the people coming in there. So we've been working 6-7 days a week all year. And so now you don't know what the future holds. But the one thing I could tell you, and I had a conversation with a few people about this, if times get tough, maybe you don't go to Hawaii, for example. Maybe you don't go out to dinner at an expensive restaurant 3-4 times a week or even one time a week. Over here, expensive restaurants going to cost a couple about $3. So what you do is, and I can't say this enough, save some money here and put it on education. If you got to travel to Florida, you got to travel to, let's say, Tennessee with the Huge. I know Trudy Weichman's doing something up in January in Panhandle. It's worth it because when you get there, they call them nuggets, golden nuggets. You pick up so much education and you get it from people that are seasoned. So you take that seasoned education for them that cost them, like my garage class, Ron, for me to learn what I learned today, I've been to 50-something conventions. I learned a lot from talking to people like Ron Musgraves that have been around a long time. And he would tell me.
I taught you everything you know, John.
Well, Ron loves saying that. But I have a big residential rent, and Ron doesn't know anything about that. So,
I don't know nothing about house washing.
Oh, yeah. It's
funny because like Ty was one of my competitors, and he almost did $2 million a year doing residential and stuff here in Phoenix. And the funny thing is he would always call me up and says, "Ron, you keep giving me these commercial jobs." He says, I said, "Yeah, Ty." I said, and he goes, and then you get the maintenance contract. He goes, "We go out there and do the initial cleanings, and then you get the maintenance contract." He goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "What am I doing wrong?" I said, "Well, I told them I didn't want to do the initial cleaning. So they hired, and I gave them your number. They hired you. You did the initial cleaning, and they signed my maintenance contract." I said, "It's a beautiful thing."
That's the way it works. That's networking, Ron. That's working together. That's the key. I got John Sacco in here saying the Power Clean Convention is going to be epic. Let me tell you, John Sacco is coming on my show probably in September. He created the Smart Box. He's got a booth at the Power Clean Convention, and that convention, Ron, and Ron's going to be there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that Power Clean Convention is the largest attended vendor trade room floor. So you're going to see 80-90 vendors in there. That's going to be full. John Vender's got John Sacco's got a Smart Box booth there. He's also coming on my show, and he's giving away a Smart Box. That's worth about $600-700. So he's going to give that away on the show. Ron, see, Bojo Setti, the people, and I talked to him right before the show, the PWA president. He was supposed to be a president for 2 years. That was the agreement that the PWA has. They always go from 2 to 3. But the 2 conventions were canceled because of COVID. So now he's on for the 3rd convention. This is his last as the president. And it was really his idea that he spoke the most about that, Ron, as you know. Me and Ron talked about this 20-something years ago. Nobody wanted to hear this crap because everybody, we all come from the Wild West in this industry. We're still partly there. But Bo really feels that the industry could be united. And he pushed that. He started going to IWCA conventions. He went to the UACC, I think, convention way back when. I think he did. He's been to the Huge. He went to the PWA. And at the end of the day here, he knows Jamie Schmidt. We couldn't get him this year to participate in this. Maybe next year, PWMCA. But because of the way this is going down, at this convention, it's going to be the only one that's got IWCA booth. It's going to have, of course, the PWA booth. It's going to have the CETA booth. And then it's going to have the UAMCC booth. And Ron, tell us just a little history about the UAMCC and their start. the organizations go up, down, up, down. PWA is like going like this right now, almost 500 members. UMCC one time had about 1,000 members. They still float in
It was
100.
like eight. It was like 8 members away or something from 1,000.
Right, and then things the way they work out, they went down to a few
The
hundred.
most they ever sold at the last show, I think, was like they sold 90 memberships in a day, which is about.
So what is your booth? Tell us about the booth. I think the first female president in this industry was Christy White. She was the president.
The UAMCC is just going to make some people mad. It's running strong. It's I think it's the first organization in our industry to basically it's gone. It's been bigger. It's been bigger than any other organization than we've ever seen. Okay, we've never had an org. I mean, and the PWNA they're going really good. I mean, I helped sign up 22 members in North Carolina. I'm a PWNA member. I'm a member of all the organizations. But the difference between what the UMCC does and other industry organizations is that the PWNA is doing a better job of it now. And John, you'll agree with me. The PWNA couldn't sustain itself years ago because they relied on the conventions. And the UAMCC doesn't have conventions. They do training seminars, and they don't do conventions. This will be bringing what they're doing now at Power Clean is a great thing because the UMCC needs to be at a convention. They need to do a convention, and this is a great way to do a convention. John, I did this in 2011. Power Clean and every organization was under one roof, and we did it then. And the industry politics with this, and you may not want to talk about it, but the distributors don't want to necessarily be with the contractors. And that's like the old school fight in this thing. And as years go by, the old dogs, they retire, or they get moved out, and the younger kids come in and they go, no, man, we want to be with the contractors. We want to be with the end users. And so now here we are again, back 10 years later, and we're all trying this again. I mean, it's almost, John, it's 11 years since the day I did that back in 2011. We're all under one roof again, and we'll see how this goes. Now, in recent times here, just as of the last few days, you've had issues of, issues with this very thing that I'm talking about. And it's old school thinking. Yeah. No, John, if we're going to get through this and we're going to all be in one room and we're going to talk this, we're all be there together. We've got to unite and become one. We got to be there and realize that everybody has its duty in this industry. The IWCA, I'll say this, the IWCA over the course of the last 20 years has done a better job at safety training than any of the other 5 orgs combined together. Okay. Right. CETA's done a great job fighting regulation. Okay. That's what they've done. They've done a great job fighting regulation. PWNA recently has done a great job of their educational programs now are much better than most of the other organizations that are out there from the knowledge that I know and the feedback that I've gotten from the thing. But and everybody has their strong suit. The UMCC puts on training seminars all over the country. That's their strong suit. And the UMCC, I believe, stands together, I think, better with the two, actually with all three, the customer, the contractor, and the vendor. And that's what I believe the UMCC strength is. They stand together with those three. And there still isn't an org. Here's one thing you got to think about, John. Is there an organization that actually stands with the consumer as of right now that you know of?
You know what? I know you brought that up. I read that about UMCC a few years ago. And no, I don't know anybody. The organizations generally serve their membership. Now, as part of that, they also, like on a PWA Facebook page I'm the administrator of, you also want to reach, everybody that wants to come in there. They don't have to be a member, you want to reach them all, but no, I mean, the PWA represents a good org has got to represent the membership first, and they also really under Bojo Setti's guide and watch, they also want to connect with all the other organizations and everybody in the industry. But no, there is no consumer side here that we leave to like Home Depot. But I know you guys are trying to break that ground and still are doing it.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Here we go. We'll go back to the IWCA. They've done better at it than anybody. Well, they've done they worked at it differently. They went and they joined BOMA, and they've been very active in the Building Owners Management Association, and they've adopted some of their safety standards, which is phenomenal because that gives the IWCA certified window cleaning contractor an advantage. If BOMA is out there recognizing their certification and training, then what are they going to do? Who are they going to hire? They're going to hire the people that they're supposed to hire, the people that are going to be the best, the people that are going to be the safest. And they have done that. And they kind of have gone away from it for whatever the reasons were. And I think the PWNA is probably the new leader in going that direction because we have Mike Draper. I mean, and that's one of the biggest reasons. And here's why. Because Mike was a contractor. Mike understands it. He's not just a safety geek that's out there teaching safety. He's an ex-contractor. He's ex-selling of wares and stuff like that to contractors. Yep. So he knows all sides of the coin here, from being a contractor, being a distributor, and now being the safety guy. And
he's been such an ace for the PWNA because he started with the IWCA. He was a contractor, he was a window cleaner. And the IWCA, probably before not before his time, they set that safety standard with the hooks on top of the building. If you can set a standard, that is so valuable because, like you said, BOMA is the building maintenance organization association. They're huge. The building owners are in there. That's a lot of money to be a member of that association, but it's great to get work. The biggest contractors I know.
And John, if we're a little bit controversial tonight, this thing will reach 10,000 views. You know that, okay? Because they're going to say Ron said.
Yeah, I know, right? John,
here's the thing. Here's my message to every organization that's going to be in that room. Right. There's no more BS, man. No more BS. We're either going to come together or we're not going to come together. Right. That's it. I'm here to come together. I would love to do this show with all the organizations, all the national associations under one roof. We are all so different and we have value to bring to the industry. It's not like we're competing. And here's the thing. I don't care if you join the UMCC. Just join a damn organization. Yes. Don't just sit around. Join a organization. Join the PWNA. Join CETA. Join the IWCA. Join ICA. Join them. Join the organization that's best. That's going to be the best fit for you. And you know what? It may not be the UMCC. It may not be the PWNA. If you're a window washer, join the IWCA. I mean,
I belong to the most I ever belonged to was 4 organizations at once. But right now, I belong to the PWNA, the UMCC, and the New York State Parking Association. That's all parking garages.
Yeah. You belong to some of the customer organizations. You're right. I want to belong to BOMA. I want to belong to CAI. Right. I want to belong to I love the grocery store association. Because I love grocery stores, right? Look at me. Would I not love a grocery store? I can't go buy a good grocery store. You know what I'm saying? I got to go in there and get something. I got to get in there. I got to get in there and get something.
I stop. I got to go in.
But we don't think about that when you join these other trade associations, which are customer trade associations, like the Community Association Institute. If you're doing community management and you don't belong to CAI, you're stupid. You are just stupid. Why would you not want to be in a room with a bunch of guys that are hiring you? You can be in a room with 200 guys that are going to hire you.
And to take that a step further, that's true. See, we went to a couple of those meetings, my wife and I. BOMA, we went to their meetings. You want to talk about these conventions for a second? Facebook is Facebook. It's social network. 2 billion people a day are on that. You have the YouTube videos. That's all good. You should look at that stuff. But the real thing here for success is you want to be in that room around people that are successful. Not through, oh, I talked to this guy on a PM on Facebook. Yeah, you get some good information. You want to be in that room around people that are successful, that rubs off to you in a perfect way, because you can learn from them. They will tell you what the mistakes they made. And really, we all see, here's the best thing about why I go to all these events is I want to be around people that have the same mindset. I want to be around people that have the common things going on. I want to be around people that want to be successful in their business they own. So when you go to these events, listen, Facebook, a guy could be in his mother's basement in his dirty underwear typing, "Hey, I'm the guru," blah, 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 blah. That's all bullcrap. You really want to be around people with similar mindsets, and you really want to be around the ones that are already successful, because you become like a sponge, like I did. I learned from people like Ron, Michael Hinleiter, all these people, Paul Cassandra. I can go on. AC Locke, I've been to a couple of his classes. I can go on and on and on about that, but I learned from them. And then you decide what you learn. What do you want to incorporate into your business? And one of the great things about the Power Clean Convention is it's in October. It's October 12th to the 15th in the Shingle Creek Hotel. You got to see the hotel.
It's the worst month to have a convention.
It depends. But yeah, I know. Everything's the worst month. You want to do it in the wintertime, your wife wants to go to Hawaii. It's always the worst month. But you own your company. You can take 5 days, 4 days off. If you got a crew like I do, they'll work. I'll be down in Orlando. But, the thing with the Power Clean, see, I like the conventions, actually, two ways I do things. Like I did the Trudy, the Panhandle event, where Ron was pretty much running that. I did that in January because that's the beginning of the year to start. So I come out of there, I taught my class, I talked to a lot of people in there, and Bo was there, and Ron and all of them there. I'm talking to them, we're talking business. We talk personal stuff, but mostly business. So I go into the new year, I'm in my Florida home, I come back, I'm flying high. And then you get all the way to the Power Clean, which is mid-October. Now, in the Northeast, it's starting to get cold, right? So what happens is you take that. Now, you can write this all off. You can only write up to December 31st. So you can write this off. But forget that for a second. You're going to get so pumped up coming out of these conventions that you want to incorporate that into your business. So what I like is to go towards the end of the year and the beginning of the year. Because the end of the year, and Ron knows this. One of the things I learned about Ron years ago, this is valuable. Ron kept talking about certain times a year RFPs are going to come out, because especially in the fall season, because like I'm dealing with park garages, I'm getting RFPs now, request for proposal. In those RFPs, if like I did four estimates today for next year, because the RFPs, when it goes back to these tremendous companies, they have to budget for the winner for next year. So I get notified, you want it? We want to get it done in March, or you want it, and we're going to do it later in the year. And I push a lot of these people off into the summer. They need to get it done once, sometimes twice. So if sweeping, it could be every month. So these RFPs come out, and now back to what we were talking about earlier. Like I'm going to be at Trudy's event this year. I want to go there again because I love the nuggets they pass around in there. That's in January, maybe January 20th.
I love Trudy's event, man. Oh my gosh. She wasn't even a little over a year in business, and she pulls off an event like it's in the top 10 biggest events in 20 years.
Yeah, what's her race in the whole? I know that thing was huge. I had to be 400 or 500 people there.
It was crazy. 600 and some registered, about 4-something showed up.
Yeah, right.
It was crazy,
right.
crazy. And you had the largest garage cleaning class and the highest paid speaker in the town, man.
I'm giving up my secrets.
There you go, man. Well, you did. And you know what? You'd have had more if you hadn't gotten hacked. Somebody hacked you, and you would have got
somebody hacked my site. Oh, that's terrible.
One of your arch enemies, man.
Yeah, when somebody became an enemy of mine, my site got hacked. I had my SEO person look into it. And she told me where it was coming from. I'm like, it is what it is. It's competitive.
John, you're giving away a $700 ticket in less than 3 minutes, John. You don't even know how you're going to give it away. Nobody knows how they're going to get it. How can they win this thing, man?
All right,
I think that you know what I think they need to do? I think they need to share it. And I think they need to share this feed, and then you pick a winner. So anybody that shares this thing has got a shot at winning it. And then on Thursday night, You just come on, do a 30-second video, and pick the winner.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't. I got something going on Thursday night.
Oh,
pick a winner
man.
here. I'll pick a winner here. And
You're gonna pick the winner. How do you pick a winner here, John?
I'll
I know
show
who
you
wants
how.
it. I know who wants it more than anything is Sippy. Why don't you just give it to Sippy? I don't think anybody else here even wants the ticket. Who wants the damn $700 ticket? Who wants it?
Yeah,
Who wants it? Who's watching that wants it?
Non-transferable. You can't give it to your friend down the block. You can't sell it. When I find out a name here, I am gonna, submit that name to the PWA. But once I get a name here, let me see what question I can ask.
But Pete, you don't need the damn ticket.
No, Pete wins everything.
You want to buy a house and pay $1 million cash for it. You don't need the ticket, Pete.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at this thing. I'm looking on here. I really want to go. Pete, I think Pete wins like every other week or something. His name, did he ever win a hat from me?
I think Pete's part Polish, man. I really do. I'm starting to think he's part Polish. He's half Polish, half Italian.
I can do a lot of jokes there, but
he's part Polish, man. That's all I got to say,
anymore.
Man. He's part Polish. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the stupid side of Polish. Yeah. You're the cheap side of Polish there, buddy. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Ron, you ever hear about the Polish family that locked the keys in the car?
Oh, yeah. John, don't be telling no jokes. We don't want to get canceled, and you don't want to get banned from Facebook. You don't want to get banned from Facebook.
I know. Yeah, I'm already restricted. All right. Italians can fall into the same thing. They couldn't get their family out. Okay, anyway. All right, so let's pick a winner here. All right, so to win this, and I'll do a quick hat in the end. To win this, Ron's saying $700 value. It would be that if you had to be a PWA member. But this ticket is very unusual because you get to go in there as a civilian coming off the streets. So the question I'm going to ask is, what kind of? Okay, all right.
What year did John go full time?
Ron and Everett Abrams. Everett Abrams should have been on the show tonight. When I was on the board in 2004, I was my union president in 2006 and 2007. But I got on the board. Everett Abrams and Ron, because I've known them for like 25 years each. They kept saying he's the most successful part-time.
You're the largest part-time guy in the industry. That's right.
Yeah. Now I'm the highest paid guy.
You're the largest part-time business in the industry, and now you're the highest paid speaker. Hey, man, show them that instructor shirt. I wish I had mine, but
yeah. Everybody in my class. Let me just show you guys.
I didn't know I was coming on tonight.
I don't got a shirt in here, but everybody in my class gets one of these shirts, but not the instructor. It's going to be a red shirt, but this is the instructor shirt. This is Pressure Washing Institute. That's one of the sponsors. Ron started that way back when, and there's the back of the shirt. Ron, can you see it?
Love it. Name all those places. Name all those places, man. You've done garage cleaning in Florida, Orlando,
Vegas, New Orleans,
Houston,
Atlanta,
New Orleans,
Nashville.
Yeah,
I've been doing. Listen, I've been doing parking garage since like 2005-06. I started teaching around 2016, and I did it for nothing in the beginning. So I deplore public speaking. I don't even like doing this, and I filled up the room. So I said, well, maybe I'll charge a couple of bucks. And my room usually holds about 40, 50 people. We always fill it up. So because this is what I do. This is what my company does. I don't do it, but my company. I taught all my guys how to do this. Exactly how to do it, how we can make great money at it and get it done efficiently. And it's been a success. And I don't mind teaching people this because as Ron knows, there are so many parking garages. A lot of them are dirty, but my largest competitor's got 26,000 employees that cleans parking garages. So now you know how big this can be. So I'm going to give away the hats are good. You know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something a little different here tonight, Ron. Because this is not a scheduled show. This show here is not scheduled. So I'm just going to throw out a couple winners here. I'll just say them. Because really...
You're going to give them all a ticket? You're giving them all a ticket to the show?
I'll just pick somebody here. Maybe I better not do that. All right. I feel like I can give a couple of these away. I'll give 2 hats away tonight. How about that? 2 hats. I'll give a hat to the first person who says they want a hat.
Nobody wants a hat, John.
Well, somebody wants a new Valentine.
I want a hat, man. Where are the hats at?
I'm going to send you a bunch. I am going to send you
a couple of hats, man.
All right, Pete Scarpanini. This guy,
he wants a hat.
All right, he got a hat. Pete, PM me with your address and everything. Yeah, Brad Gullickson's got a hat. I have to send that out still because we're working like crazy. I know, Brad, I got you. And Debbie, look, Debbie, the executive director for CDC. Everybody wants a hat. Hey, Debbie, I'm saving a hat for you. You and Alan.
I love that hat.
Oh,
Send me a couple of those too.
Yeah, get out of here. You're not taking my class.
Look at that. I love
I'll give you one. But, I only got 60 of these hats, and I'm going to sell it fast. So I'm going to give, all right, we got
You got 15 viewers, John, and nobody wants. Oh yeah, you got guys that want hats.
All right, what I'm gonna do tonight because I lost Everett tonight.
Brad wanted a hat.
All right. Look at. All right, I'm gonna do this. Pete Scarpanini, hit me up now on Facebook with your address. You want a hat?
Everybody said they wanted a hat, John.
All right, Dylan Mark, hit me up with your address. I'll give you a hat. That's 2. Alejandro Prado, hit me up. These are $30 hats. Hit me up. Actually, maybe $24. Alejandro Pedro, hit me up with a hat. I'll give out one more. Mark Dillon. That's 4 hats. That's $100.
Okay, I'm going to give Chris Albright a shirt, and I'm going to give Brad Gullickson a shirt. So Brad and Chris, PM me a message, and you guys got a shirt. I'm going to give you a winner's shirt.
Right. And guys, with the hat you're going to get, the hat you're going to get is, I had a Jersey Park Garage class cancel. I had people come from Canada. That show filled up, Ron. And that class is supposed to go down in September of 2020 when COVID was running full tilt, killing 800 people a day in New York. With this class, I sold it out within probably 3 days. But Jamie Schmidt was teaching at one of his events, PWMCA. Everything got canceled. So I got about 40 of these hats. I already gave out probably 15 of them. Guys, wait till you see this hat. These are very, very custom. So those 4 people getting hats. All right, so now we got that. Ron's going to give away. Guys, you got to PM me an address. Can't wait to check. Wait, Chris Albright, Ron, you going to the view?
Anybody can send me a hat if they want, man.
Yeah, Ron loves the hats. Ron, how many hats you got? About 500. Ron Musgrave, let me just tell you guys. Ron's did like 15, 20 shows a year, back in the day. It was like a traveling show. How many conventions and events and industry roundtables? And listen, Everett Abrams, if he was here, he would have told you back in the 90s, the father of the roundtable is this guy. This guy here. He was doing shows all over the country back then. Ron, how many events, conventions, roundtables do you think you gone to? Not that you always did them. You did probably 90% of them. How many have you gone to, would you say, over the years?
I don't know, man.
500. At least 500.
I don't know. Oh, it's hundreds, but I don't know the number. Yeah, I mean,
I know.
There was that one year we were doing 2 a month. It was crazy.
I know. I remember that. Yeah, you had the map up and everything else.
It was 2 a month. It was insane.
All right, you know what? I don't want to keep the show going on anymore because I got to eat dinner.
So do I, John.
The show's 30, 45 minutes. Ron's always hungry, so when you see him at the convention, buy him a drink, get him something to eat. All right, so now to give away that big convention pass. What question can I ask? All right, here's the question. Ready? Who are the 4 organizations coming to going to have be at the PWA?
Wait, that's going to be at the PWA Cedar Power Clean and UAMCC show?
Oh, God. Ron just likes to give everything away, especially when it's not his. If I let him do everything, I'll have no clothes on my back. So
who's first? Who's going to be first for the ticket?
Listen, all 4 of these are non-profit organizations. I'm not going to tell you. Who are the 4? Who are the 4? Yeah, Tom Vogel's great. I've been to 8 of his roundtables back in the day in Eastern Pennsylvania. Oh,
there's the winner.
No, he's not.
He won it with OSHA.
No.
That's close. That's the closest one you got right there.
He's close. I don't think I would count OSHA as an organization. It's really 4 of them. Who the 4 main? Let me put 4 main. I'll give you a hint. It's PWNA's 1. Cedar is 2. Who are the other two? Ron mentioned it earlier. Oh, Chris Albright's right on the doorstep.
That's the closest right now. That's the winner.
That's
the winner chicken dinner. What the heck happened, Sippy? I think Sippy's there, but he's not answering.
Chris is missing one. Chris Albright's missing one. And Ryan McGowan, he's a good guy. He's on the doorstep. He's got something backwards in there, too. Come on, who are the four? It's PWNA, CETA. What is this guy, Ron, over here? And there's another one. I'll give you a hint. I got something in my hand, and there's a window I'm cleaning. I used to clean windows.
I think Chris wins it, man. He's the closest. He's only missing one.
Come on. This is $700 value. It's $339, really.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, Ryan, he's got it.
There's the winner chicken dinner.
CETA. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what, Ryan? I'm being a little bit of maybe a prick here. Oh, I'm going to get banned. Ryan McGowan, if you go back up, he's got ICWA. He was off to get the letters backwards, but then he kept saying OSHA. Yes, Ryan McGowan, hit me up tonight on a PM. You won the convention pass. But Ryan, are you going to go? I mean, if you're not going to go, let it go back into the contest. Do you plan on going, Ryan?
Let us know. I tell you what, you get respectively. I think that Chris Albright is the second runner-up. If Ryan declines it, Chris gets the ticket. Man, he was close. Yeah.
See, I need to know this because I have a deal with the PWNA. Listen, it's not transferable. Yeah, Ryan, you said contest. Do you plan on going in October? Because if not, let's put this back out for. Wait, Chris goes to Chris. I don't know what Ryan's saying. Is he saying Chris Albright should go? And I'll tell you what, Ryan, you pick who you want to give it to. Here, because I have to submit a name tonight, and I can't do it.
He's picking Chris, man. He's picking Chris. I'm going to dinner, John.
Wait. Hang on. All right. Chris Albright, thank you, Ryan. I hope you're going anyway. Maybe he's already got a ticket. Chris, hit me up. As long as you're going, hit me up with your information, and I'm going to get you over the code to get you that free convention pass. And all right, guys. Ron, thank you for coming on. Everett Abrams.
It was blast, John.
Yep. And Everett Abrams, I'll get you on the show. I promise. We lost the technical difficulties on his end. The show expired. Guys, great show. Next week, Marco Raimondo, Washmart will be on here. And I have a lot of great guests coming up. And Marco's going to give away a nice prize. And until next week, guys, be safe, be healthy, be happy, and keep making that money. And